I went from 0 to over 100,000 a year in Etsy sales by selling 3D printed items. If you wanted to list your 3D models on Etsy but haven't known where to start, this is the video for you. I'm pulling back the curtain today on my exact process for listing my 3D models on Etsy. Stay with me and you will see my unfiltered listing process that has produced me dozens of Etsy bestsellers and generated me 6 figures of annual income from Etsy sales. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Sam and I run a 3D print farm from underneath my garage. Today we are going through my Etsy listing creation process. We'll go step by step. I'm going to show you how I come up with my titles, how I use AI for my Etsy description, how I find good trending, high ranking Etsy keywords, how I do my pictures, and everything else that is needed to hopefully create an Etsy bestseller listing. If you stuck around to the end of my video last week, I let you guys in on a potential product that I think could be an Etsy bestseller. That product is this candlestick holder. If you're interested in seeing that video where I go through my 3 methods of finding profitable products to sell on Etsy, make sure to check out this video here. Today though, we're going to take this candle holder from an idea to a live Etsy listing. Because I don't want to hide anything behind jump cuts and fancy editing, this is going to be more of a me talking while I share my screen type video. Hang with me though, and I promise I will drop some tips that you need to know for when you go to list your first 3D printed item on Etsy. When you go to make your Etsy listing, you are going to be prompted with this pop-up page first. We are selling the actual printed items of our models. We're not selling the digital files of our models. So we're going to select physical item. Who made it? I did. What is it? It's a finished product. When was it made? It's made to order. This production partners section, you don't need to worry about unless you are actually not printing the product yourself and you are having them printed by a third party. Then you will need to fill that out. We print everything in-house. I recommend you do the same, so you can just skip over that section. We now get our first box we have to fill in, and that is the title. It says includes keywords that buyers would use to search for the item. First tip is around titles. Etsy indexes the first 4 words of your title more heavily than any other word in your title. Commas, slashes, dividers, all count as a word. So if you do like 2 words and the comma and then another word, it's counting that comma as a word. So your first 4 words, you want to be 4 good ranking keywords. This title I put in here probably won't be the final title, but I'm gonna put something in here just to kind of get the juices flowing and creativity going so I can start thinking about keywords, description, and things like that. All right, so I have my first draft of the title: minimalist taper candlestick holder, modern home, wedding table, tablescape. Where I'm kind of going with this listing is I think I'm going to try to market weddings. Obviously candles are used a lot on dining room tables, so I think tablescapes is a great spot for it. I know the big tall candles are typically tapered candlesticks, so I got taper in there. I don't know that I like that in the first 4, but I couldn't think of any better keywords right now. But when we get to the keyword generation section, I'm sure I'll get some better ones to put in there. So this is what I'm going to use for now, and I'm going to move on to the next section. All right, our next section is the photos and videos, so I'm going to get those uploaded. All right, we got the images uploaded. My first image here is going to be your main image and your thumbnail image. This first image I always try to do as kind of a in its environment photo. So we have the candlesticks here. I have a plate with a cup. This is just taken in my studio and I just lay this stuff out there. I don't concern myself with the background too much, but this gets the vibe of the candlestick holders across. The second picture is always some sort of picture that gives information. In this case, it is the dimensions of the candlestick. So the base is 2.5 inches wide. It's 2 inches tall, and the outside width of where the candle slides in is 1.1 inches. My third picture is usually, again, just another picture, maybe showing variations of the product itself. My fourth picture is social proof. So this is a newer thing we've started doing. I've had good response with it, but I throw on a review of either this product or my shop in general. So this particular one, this is a new listing. I don't have a review for this one, but I have a shop review that says, love the products, have ordered several items, and all are great. It's a good review. Somebody did say it, so I'm not lying. So I do that for social proof. The fifth image is usually something around what makes this product unique. So it's only the best. Our candlestick holders are made from recycled PLA material, made in the US, backed by our Love It guarantee. So made from recycled material. I was actually playing with Love It guarantee and happiness guarantee. So you can see here I got a typo, so I'll try to fix that. And I just bullet point what is said. 6th picture is the happiness guarantee. I doubt people get this far, but if they do, I want them to know, we stand behind our products. If you're not happy, we'll make it right for you. And the last picture, if we offer multiple colors, is our color chart. We put the hex code right on it. That way, if we ever run into the issue of it looks different in person than it does on the computer, we can always fall back on, yep, monitor settings can be tricky sometimes. That's why on the listing, we put the hex code so you can look it up yourself. It has saved me a couple times, so I do it now with every listing. That's the quick breakdown of our photos. If you're interested in how we actually created these photos with the overlay and stuff like that, it's all done in Canva. I did a video a few weeks ago about 4 apps I use every day to create my listings. Check it out here. I go into more detail with how I use Canva, why I do certain things. That's for that video. We're gonna move on here though to the next section. All right, the next section is the description. I think this is the most intimidating section for anybody when they create an Etsy listing. I am not a good writer by default, so I used to struggle with this a lot, but we now have AI, so that's what we use. So I'm just using ChatGPT, and I'm going to write something in here like make me an Etsy description based off of the following title. All right, so in our prompt, we have write me an Etsy listing description for the product with the following title, and then copy and pasted our Etsy title over to ChatGPT. I'm going to add some additional info into the title that probably won't be there when the listing's live, but again, this is a prompt for ChatGPT, so I want the description to touch on a few points, one being 3D printed, one being that they're multiple colors, and things like that. So I'm going to add language into the prompt so that it fills in the description and it includes stuff like that. All right, so our updated prompt: minimalist taper candlestick holder, modern home, wedding table, tablescape, 3D printed, multiple color options available. Let's prompt it. All right, and now here we have our prompt. Elevate your home decor or wedding tablescape with a minimalist table candlestick holder, crafted with perfect blend of modern design, functionality, blah, blah, modern elegance, sleek, minimalist design. You can see how it's taking those keywords from the title and it's putting it throughout the Etsy description. That's what we want. Versatile usage, whether you're decorating your dining room table, again, dining room table, mantle, great keywords. There's the durable 3D printing part I wanted, meticulously crafted using state-of-the-art 3D printing technology. That's what I want in there, that's why I put it in there. Multiple color options, again, that's why I put it in the title. Choose from a range of color options, that's great, perfectly sized. And then we have a spot here where we can fill in the dimensions of it, the color options listed if we want to, and then transform your space with a modern elegance with our minimalist taper stick candlestick holder. That's great. All right, now that I have this copy and pasted into my Etsy description, I'm going to go through it quickly here and probably fix some of the spacing, if there's any spelling issues, grammar, stuff like that, and make some tweaks to personalize it to me, and I'll come back and we will touch on what I did. All right, let's go over what I changed about it. Really, it was just cleaning up. I don't like how ChatGPT has these like titles in the beginning. I don't think it's necessary, so I always delete those. If you go down here, I put some emojis in for the candlestick. I called out the inner diameter of the candlestick holder so people knew that. The overall dimensions are called out here. And then this bottom section is what I call my like disclaimer section, and also like go buy my other stuff section. So on every listing, I always link back to my shop so they can shop my other items if they're interested. And I always have a disclaimer about this product being 3D printed. And then also just a thank you for supporting a local business. All right, price. This is probably the first part where we need to start going out and do some research. So I'm going to pull up Etsy and we're going to just search candlestick holders and see what comes up and see what people are pricing at. All right, so we got in here candlestick holders. What I'm looking for is obviously nothing like this. These could be similar. I'm looking for smaller printed ones that, I could compare with. So this looks like a good one here. So they're selling this for $12.95. They're selling these ones for $9.70. $15.25, $16.85. So $6.75 for those ones. Those are very similar. Looks like they have a variety of ones. So they're on sale. So I'm looking like I need to be around $6.75. I always try to come in a little bit under. That's typically an advantage we have with 3D printing. So let's slice up this model, see how long it takes to print it, put it into our 3D print force to calculate our cost of goods, and see if we can compete with the pricing. All right, so here we are on 3dprintforce.com. This is a tool that we actually developed in-house specifically for pricing 3D prints to sell online on any e-commerce platform. If you're interested in getting this, it's completely free to sign up right now. We are in beta. Check the description below and you can get your free account and start pricing your prints. Double check you're making money, right? That's what we're all here for. All right, so here we have all the prompts filled in. We are calling this category candle. Our model name is modern candlestick holder. This is a 45-minute print, so 0.75 of an hour. It's a 22-gram print. There's no other cost with the actual product itself. We ship it out. It weighs 3 ounces at shipping. We charge them $5 to ship it. Our shipping profile is a 5x5x4. All of my costs associated with the box, with the packaging of the box, the paper, all that stuff is in that shipping profile. That's a different prompt where you can put that in on 3D Print Force. Again, that's for a separate video, but just know all that cost is built in here. We are going to print these on their Bamboo X1 carbon and we're selling these on Etsy. I'm going to hit save and go down here and we have it right here. So we had said we needed to be around at $6.75. At $6.75, my cost of goods is 84 cents. That's 22 in material, 10 cents in electricity, 4 in maintenance, 0 other supplies, and 45 cents for packaging. So our Etsy fees, if we sell it for $6.75, will be $2.15. So our profit per candlestick will be $3.76, and our profit per printing hour, our PPH of our printer, will be $5. Very strong product. We could sell this for $6.75 all day. So that's what we're gonna list it for. All right, back on the listing page, we have the price. We're gonna do $6.75 for the quantity. We're gonna do some big number between 0 and 1,000. We do all these print to order, so I want a big enough number in there so people can buy as many as they want. If I start to struggle with keeping up with demand, I buy more printers or I adjust my processing time so I can get all the orders out. If you track your item with the skier, you can add that here. Down in the variations, we cannot choose that until we choose a category first. So right here we have category. We're gonna do this, and I always start by just typing in what it is. So candlestick. And there we go, candlestick holders. We have a category, select that, hit done. Now we can go back up and we can add in our variations. Now we're on the variation pop out. We're going to do our color variations. We could do primary color, but we have unique names for all of our colors. So yes, we do sell a blue, but of course we call it marine blue. We sell a yellow, but we call it lemon yellow. So we want to be able to type in all these colors. So we're just going to do color up here, and now I'm going to type in all of our 16 color options that we currently sell this in. All right, so there's all of our 16 colors. One thing I did want to note, and it's a little tip I do, I don't know that it actually boosts sales, but I like to do it. I adjust the name of my colors based on the product I'm selling and who I think my target audience will be. So for these particular items, they're candlestick holders. It's going to be the wife, it's going to be the mom, it's going to be the female buying them. So my colors are Sakura pink, lilac purple, lemon yellow, right? Stuff like that. If I was listing one of my Xbox controller stands, it'd be army green, navy blue, right? Stuff like that. I try to tailor the color to the person that's going to be buying the product. So we just go down here and we hit done. And if we adjust our prices, you can adjust your prices there. I don't, all my colors I sell for the same price. So I'm just going to hit apply and our variations is done. Our next section is the attributes. If we had a primary color, if we had a secondary color, we could add it in here. I'm selling this in 16 colors, so I'm not gonna put a primary or a secondary. I will fill in the width, height, and depth. We're gonna do that in inches. So we know these are 2.5 inches wide. They are 2 inches tall. And of course, since it's a round base, the depth of it is the same as the width, so 2.5 inches deep. All right, we are to the tag section, probably the most important section. We want tags that rank with Etsy, that have high search volume. So how do we find those? Well, there's tools available to us. We're going to use Everbee to find tags for the same products we looked at before when we were figuring out our pricing. We're going to see which one of those products has the highest monthly revenue. We're going to look at their tags and we're going to take the best one from the top 3 or 4 products. We are back over on Etsy now, and we typed in candlestick holder into the search box and we have the results of the first page of Etsy. We're going to analyze all 70 of these first products that Etsy shows us with our product analysis tool here with Everbee. Open this up, it's going to look at all 70 of these first page Etsy listings. We are now going to sort by monthly revenue, highest to lowest, and we can see here lots of these shops are making $1,000 a month, $500 a month from this one product alone. We're going to look at these top 3 or 4 listings and see what kind of keywords they're using. So our first product here, we can open it up, get a little slide out. We can see what their monthly revenue is, how old the listing is. Reviews per month. This product alone has 387 reviews, and we can see here one of the best ranking keywords they have is minimalist decor. We can pop this out and make it bigger, and then Everbee gives us this cool little keyword score, which is based off of the volume versus the competition. So obviously minimalist decor, high search volume but super high competition. We can see some of this other stuff. They got Nordic because it's the little handle. Probably won't work for us, but you know, we're gonna use candlestick holder for sure. We're gonna use small candlestick holder. But from this list here, probably not a ton we're gonna use. So let's look at another one. All right, so here we have that listing that's very similar to us. Again, this is 24 months old. So a lot of these listings are 2 years old. We might be a little bit late to the party, but that's the great thing about Etsy. You can always come in and get some sales. So we're gonna expand this, and we're gonna expand it, and we can see here their top one is wedding decorations. This plays definitely into kind of where my mind was going with these, who would be buying these. So we're going to use wedding decoration for sure. We're going to use table decoration for sure. Minimalist home, it's a high competition. We'll see if we got room. Wedding table decor we're going to use for sure. Centerpiece we'll use for sure. Holiday table we'll probably use. All right, let's look at another one. Let's go down here to this one. We'll expand it. All right, wedding anniversary, housewarming gift, modern home, minimalist decor. So this is similar handles, keywords as the other one. Let's do one that's very like classic, just to get an idea. Okay, they're using wedding decor as well. They're using housewarming, home styling. That's an interesting one. Boho inspired. Look at that keyword. 1,300 volume and only 4,000 competition. We will be using that one for sure. All right, so that's how the Everbee software works. It's a great tool. We use it all the time when I'm doing listings. If you're interested in using that, we do have it linked in our description. They have free plans, but they also have paid plans. We of course are on a paid plan here. For us, it's just the cost of doing business at this point, so I'm happy to pay it. I use it all the time. But let's now get some of those keywords into our listing and see how it shakes out. All right, so we have our 13 tags. We of course have that boho inspire that we saw on that one listing. Candle holder, wedding decorations, taper candle holder, Christmas table, wedding decor, home decor, wedding centerpieces, Thanksgiving decor, Christmas decor, event decorations, table centerpieces, tablescape. So obviously we have some that are high competition, but at the end of the day, you gotta let Etsy know what it is, and sometimes you just gotta put those in there. I also put in the Christmas and the Thanksgiving because 'tis the season, and I'm sure lots of people are making centerpieces for Thanksgiving and Christmas, so I want to capitalize on those searches right now. Maybe later in the year or next year, I'll change it to Easter decorations, Easter tablescape, and then 4th of July. You know, whatever it may be, whatever is happening, I might change my keywords throughout the year, but for now, those are my 13. I think they're really strong keywords. Everbee was a great tool to do that, so let's move on to the next section. All right, next is the material sections. I don't spend a lot of time on this. I just do PLA. That is the material I use. It's plastic. People know that. I have in my description it's 3D printed, so I don't feel like I need to go into all that in the material. So I just put PLA and I kind of move on and don't think about it again. All right, our next section is shipping. We're gonna select the shipping profile. This, for me, is going to be my 2 to 5 day fixed. The cost for ours is $4.75. I have found through my 8,500 plus sales that $4.75 covers me for pretty much every part of the US. And then we have international shipping in here at 20 bucks, and that covers me for the whole world, with the exception of like the far bottom Australia, but I don't get many orders there, so I don't worry about it. Since I'm doing fixed shipping, I always do fixed shipping. I'm not gonna put in the item weight and size. I don't need to. Etsy's not calculating my shipping. It's a flat rate for the customer. Next up, returns and exchanges. If it's not a customized product, I do offer returns and exchanges. It gives people peace of mind when they're ordering. I wanna do whatever I can to get them to hit that checkout button, and if peace of mind about sending it back if you don't like it gets that checkout started, that's what I want to do. Next thing, we have our shop section. If you're not using shop sections, you should be. That might be a different video, but I'm gonna just put this in home decor. I have a section that's kind of just all household stuff. Featured listing, no. Etsy ads, yes. All right, Etsy ads, let's talk about it. Some people use it, some people don't. I turn it on for every new listing. Etsy is known to have like a honeymoon period for new listings where you get better traction on it, and I want sales during that time because I want Etsy to think that product converts. So I turn it on for at least 2 weeks, a month of every new listing. I then reassess, and if it's not going well, the ROI isn't there, I either use that information to make some adjustments on the listing, or I might turn off the advertisement for that listing itself. Etsy listings are not exempt from the 80-20 rule, which is just 20% of your listings are going to generate 80% of your revenue. So not every listing is going to be a winner, but I want to give every listing the chance to be a winner. So I give it 30 days. If it's not going good, I turn the Etsy listings off, and I try to find the 20% of my listings that are the ones that are producing the 80% of my revenue, and I turn the ads on for those, and I try to lift my whole shop that way. All right, the last thing, the renewal option, automatic or manual. This is personal preference. I tend to do automatic, but I'm in Etsy all the time looking at my listings. If you're somebody that's kind of listed and walk away, maybe you want manual, because if you have a product that doesn't do well, and it just keeps getting relisted and relisted, you're getting dinged 20 cents. It's not a lot, but you are getting dinged 20 cents. I know some people use the manual as like a reminder to go and look at the listing, right? It's that 30-day reminder mark, like, hey, this didn't sell for 30 days. Let's make some edits. I think it's a great idea if you want to use it that way. I'm in it all the time. I don't need to do that, but to each their own. All right, and here is our live listing with our pictures. It has our description here. It has all the dimensions we put in, our material, our price for $6.75. We have now a live listing that we can hopefully get some sales on. All right, that was my pulled back curtain process for doing an Etsy listing, from title to description to keywords, how I find them, how I do my whole process. That has gotten me dozens of bestsellers on Etsy. I hope you guys can use this to get your own bestsellers. If you want to see 4 other apps I use to help me get my Etsy listings to be as best as they can, make sure to check out this video here. I'll see you over there.